Got to get the. Oops. What's happening? Uh-oh. I don't hear myself. Oh, I got to plug in my headphones. It's such an emergency. I forgot to plug in my own headphones. Can I hear myself now? Yes, I can. This is an emergency. Here's the appropriate news noise. Morning, Jack. Aloha, everybody. This is breaking eBay news. Possibly. I mean, it is for me. Let's see if it is for you. Sorry to break in, and hopefully you're all watching the eBay Power Hour podcast over on their channel. I'm breaking in for a second because this is super important. They're interviewing Craigslist Hunter, and that's pretty cool. So go check that out when you're done here. Aloha, Craven Cards. Welcome. Good morning. So I'm going to get right to the point because I can't be on here all day, but very weird stuff happening this morning. I'll just walk through this right now. Good morning, Gina. Welcome. So I don't know. I don't see anybody saying, boy, eBay is weird this morning. So maybe it was just me. Maybe it's just me right now. But these are the things that are happening this morning. I did a reset this morning on my store. And something went wrong, but I couldn't identify what it is. I spoke to eBay. They said there's bugs on your account. Yesterday, I had a cassette tape of Scorpion's Virgin Killers removed from eBay for policy violations regarding naked children. Scorpion's Virgin Killers. So I'm not cheering for that, actually, but it should probably that. So there are hundreds of them up right now. Virgin Killers by the Scorpions. Mine got taken down off of eBay immediately when I relisted it, noticing that something had changed in the listing mechanism, because I do end and sell similar for 2 months, relisting this exact cassette 60 times. Nothing happens. Yesterday, something happened. It got taken down. I said, I don't need that $16. I won't relist Virgin Killers by the Scorpions again. This morning, I come to my office with my large glass of iced coffee, which I have finished. Wish I had more. Did my reset, and 6x6. You're so funny. In Vermont, the snow is mostly white until it turns this ashen gray in the spring. But anyway, and I'm going to show you right now. This is the weird thing, and I'm also revealing my store. I don't give a crap anymore. So look at my store all you want. I don't care. So look, this is my ended listings. These are the listings that I ended this morning and sold similar. The way I do it is in the morning, I end all my items. I'm sorry. My ended items are there from yesterday. I empty the unsold items folder. Then I go into my active items. I end those. They go into the ended items folder. And then I sell similar those items. I leave the ended items in there until the next morning in case anything goes weird. I can't identify what happened there, but I have duplicate items. And if you look at my items right now, my items for sale on the eBay, 2001 items. By the way, I'm getting sales this morning. Crazy sales. Another part of the weirdness. 2001 items. But if you go to my store and you searching all 698 items. I'm missing a whole bunch of items. Where'd they go? I don't know. This is a known bug at eBay. However, when I called in this morning, they're like, no, this isn't the bug that you have. You have something else not good. So I have listed on my back office, whatever, in my seller hub, I have 2,001 items listed. It only shows 600 and whatever in my store. Now, if I go to ended items, these are the ones that I relist. This is the interesting part. This is the weird part. 1,935 items. So I ended the 2010 items I had yesterday. I do not end the ones that have offers out, or for a small amount of time, I leave ones with watchers up until I recirculate them. So I only ended 1,935 items this morning. Now look up here in the search. Unsold and not relisted items, 1,935. Yet all formats is showing 2,214 items. That means in my unsold items folder, there's 224 items, but I cleared it out this morning. Not only did I clear it out, but it says there's only 1,935 items in here. Yet 2,214 are in here. So you can't have both existing in the same place. That's like time travel. You can't do it. You can't have both numbers existing at the same time. This number here should also read 1,935 items. Sold. Hold on. Maybe we're finding out what happened. Because the difference is 277 items, and now it might be 279 because I sold some. I don't know what this is. Why are sold items a selection in my unsold items category? So even if I'm just noticing now, it still doesn't make sense. And if I search those 279, let's see what they are. Wow, this is so weird. Okay. Interestingly, okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I still don't know what I'm talking about today. The other part of the equation is after I called in there, they sent in a bunch of tickets. They also sent in tickets on not being able to sell the Virgin Killers by Scorpions. They were like, that shouldn't have been taken down. And I had two ticket numbers, both related to discrepancy in listing numbers. So I have the 201 items that says are listed in my store. If I go over onto, hold on, look. So again, let me just go over this one more time because I need you guys to help me figure this out. This is crazy. It says I have 201 items listed right now on the active listings on eBay. 2001, an eBay Odyssey. Now go to my store. Boom. Go to store, 696 items. This item also, these numbers fluctuate. But if you go down and look at the bottom, you can only search 10 pages of 72 items. So at the most I can have is 720 items. But anyway, I have 696 items on eBay right now. They say there's something very problematic. The bug reports are two different things. I did record it, but I can't use that. Discrepancy in the listings, both active and in my store. So something is happening with the listings. I do have duplicated items in that 696. There are some duplications of items. Something very odd is happening. When I woke up this morning, unusual, 20 offers to send out. I haven't had 20 offers to send out in one day since the troubles in June. So, okay, that's very interesting. So my query, my question to you is anybody else? Okay, people left noise. Okay, eBay is weird today. I got the message again for providing feedback and improve your listings. Clear indication that there was a server reset. Good morning, Kent. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Sorry, I came on here really quick. I'm sorry I interrupted the eBay Power Hour podcast. Please go back to that when you're done listening to me babble for a second. I'm not going to stay on for too long because this is, I called eBay. They said there's a trouble. I'm having crazy weirdness happening on my end. And I'm just wondering, anybody else having that? Looks like Stoic says that he has seen some signs, but not noticing a huge discrepancy in available items to the public. Biggest question is this the, what I'm always thinking is, when is the nuclear reset foot going to fall? Here, I'll go big. Spam isn't here to give me proper direction, so I don't remember everything. But there's something definitely weird going on here today. So check your stores, see what you might find. Not sure if it's vintage. Good morning. There's a new rule being enforced about no pictures of children. The Ephemera boys have been dealing with this for at least a week. Okay. Well, I didn't have pictures of children. Mine was the Scorpions cassette tape. Yes, there are some men with long hair on the cover. They are fully clothed. But Virgin is the thing that is catching it. For some reason, virgin is a naughty word on eBay now. I wouldn't come on here to report that, though. I think that's just one of those things that they are. But that's interesting to know, ephemera. People have, because so many naked children in ephemera. Well, old people, I guess old people didn't mind, there wasn't social media, so no matter what, if there was a naked child on a picture, it didn't get sent everywhere. I mean, assuming it was for just taking a picture of a naked kid, nothing weird, nefarious. Not sure if it's vintage. I think there's a rule now that you can't mention what a kid is wearing in a photo, like a kid in pants. So if I'm going to murder a virgin, that is bad. I mean, it seems like that logically would be bad. Virgin killer seems rough, but it is just it's a Scorpions cassette. It's American pop culture. Jack says he did a reset last night, and all my items are there, and things seem to be working as normal, like having no sales. But I have sales, and my items, they're only showing a quarter of my items, and I have sales. Like sales on. Come on, guys, look at this. Look what I sold this morning for no reason at all. Something that I was like, I don't even need to sell these things. I don't need to sell these. I shipped out a couple items. But look at this. This is just, I just had it. So I put it up, and I would just refuse to take it down. This is a worthless comic book I sold for $10. Somebody may have wanted to read it. That's why I left it there, because I knew eventually someone would come along. But why today? Why today did you buy my worst item? These, I happen to think these are nice teacups, but they have been for sale for a year and a half or something. And so today somebody finally clicked it when I just don't. This is the same with this Sesame Street nest. These are deep cuts in my store, so I'm not going to question it. Let's not question it. But what I was wondering is eBay broken today? Is there something broken? And that doesn't necessarily mean bad things happen, although we don't know what's going to happen on my store yet because it's still pretty broken. And could it be from the nuclear reset? Could I have made a mistake in the nuclear reset? Yes. Yeah, totally. So I went back and sort of recreated, where it could have happened. The problem is that the items I relisted are the items that are in my ended item. They're these same items. No new items have been in there. There's no duplicates in here. These are the items I wanted to relist. Everything was fine there. There is something to be said about this difference between all formats and then what this is. But when I see that you can actually sort out. So manage unsold listings folder should just have your unsold listings in it. If you erase all those unsold listings, there should be nothing left in there. So this morning I erased everything in there, but this is saying that there's sitting around are 271 items. Do we know that? Why is it separating this into relisted items? Like now, like that's obviously I relisted 1,932 items, but this is saying I only relisted these two things today or something. So something is definitely weird. There is this difference of these numbers. I do have duplicate listings. They have taken down much more than half of my store, approaching 3/4 of my store. So it's not taken down per se. They're just not showing up. They don't show up if you search my store through advanced search. They don't show up if you search my store directly. Let's see if anybody else has anything else to say that might help me. Let's see. Gina says, I haven't done my reset today. So yeah, wow, 20 offers to send. Well, it's great, but it's weird. And of those, a few came back as sales of things I had never, ever thought, and most, this only happened 2 hours ago. So, they could still come back. I don't understand. And so the question is eBay broken today? Is today the day to do something on eBay? I don't know what you're going to do, but I feel like something happened. Somebody left their hand off the control stick. Weird items are selling, and not all my items are showing, and there's weird stuff in the back. And James is coming in, and this is, I do remember this, that my numbers have not matched for about a month now, all over the place at different times. James, curious though, does your manage ended listings, because you don't do it the same way and you have so many more items, but just curious if your manage ended listing, whatever items are in your manage ended listings, and it says that you have, say, in your manage ended listings folder. God, this is so weird. You see how now it's saying 200? Okay, unsold and not relisted. This is the thing that I use right here. I don't really change that, which is the interesting part. So this is what it always looks like. So I erase 1,935 items out of here every morning. This page is blank, but it says I have 2,214. Yeah. And then it gives me this way to sort them. I've never seen this before. So maybe I'm just a total plebe. I mean, I never looked at anything on eBay until my sales started going bunk. So it doesn't surprise me. But ultimately, it's saying now, here's the other interesting thing, might have nothing to do with anything. It doesn't. But the sold items on here, if you go look at my items that I've sold, you won't see this AVL Eagle. You won't see this Sears Video Arcade Telegame. But they're really the higher priced items that I sold. You will see these Elvis records. You won't see this Tandy Color computer. You can't go in and search my ended items and find those items. They just disappeared as soon as I sold them. So they never went into my publicly viewed sold items. But here you can, obviously I sold them. But that's so interesting that they're in this managed sold listings that doesn't show publicly. I don't know. Who cares, right? Does anybody care? I don't know. Boy, I'll go big. Let me finish the messages and then I'll get off and let you guys go have the rest of the day. Because I have no idea. I'm not saying I'm shook up. I'm a little shook up. I'm rattled. Let's call me rattled this morning. Because when you relist 2,000 items and only 696 show up, that's a rattlement. So something happened. Oh my gosh, so many people said things. Again, here we are in the comments go too fast. Aloha, my eBay looks kind of okay, but missing 13 items. And I have a note to send an offer on an item that I can't see. So this is the kind of things, this is the outdoor worlds. This is the kind of magical innovations that we don't want, are disappearing items or not being able to trust that our items are in the back store, in the front store. You know, they're showing up on our seller hubs. Are they really for sale? And currently, I can tell you my items are not for sale. They are in my seller hub. Say I have 2,000 on eBay. I have 696. They say it's a problem. There are tickets being sent out. People are responding. The best people. So they say. Kent says, sound like they're indexing. It's messed up. Absolutely. There's some indexing problem. I don't know if it's isolated just to me or to other people or where or how. Got a message from eBay today, B-Dog, improving my listings this morning, and then 2 sold. Weird. Good Karma Antique says, can we sell the Virgin Mary statues anymore? I don't know. Maybe it's the juxtaposition of Virgin and Killers. But, you know, and okay, I'm going to accept that. Sputnik Monkey, you're orange. Sputnik Monkey sent me a $20 super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's actually, that makes me feel I'm now going to ease into my smoking jacket. My Sputnik Monkey smoking jacket, and just relax. It's not all terrible. And even though this has been jarring this morning, I haven't been feeling it's terrible. The sales make it weird. It just makes it weird. But I think you can sell a Virgin Mary statue as long as it's not Virgin Killer Mary. I'm not sure if it's vintage. I could be wrong. But I'm talking no listings with fully clothed, normal, candid kids. I'm hoping naked kids would have been banned forever. Of course. Yeah, of course. But the guys, I did say that to the lady. I'm like, it's like, I can't remember how many guys are in the Scorpions. 4 or 5 long-haired dudes they could be mistaken if you look from way far away as children, but they're fully clothed. So yeah. So anyway, it's the words. It's the words. Polish Pete is here. Aloha, Polish Pete. There were massive glitches yesterday in the UK. Maybe they are resetting servers after fixing glitches in terms of items visibility. I've checked both shops, and you're okay. Okay. And also look for, the interesting thing is duplication. So I'm having duplicates. So they have shrunk my store down to very small, and I see duplicates in that shrunk store items. So they haven't caught all the mess. And was it my fault from doing the reset? I fully accept responsibility if it was, but I did look back in my the items that says I resold 2001, my nuclear reset ended items that I did relist. There's no duplications in there. It's all on the eBay side of what they're showing that you see duplications. And some of those duplications then disappeared. And then some of them stayed and came back. There's something happening. It's probably just me. I hope it's just me for everybody else's sake. Tommy Bernard, whatever is wrong, let it stay wrong. Sales been great so far. Yes. Sales. Tommy, sales are good. My whole store is broken. Stuff's duplicated. The things numbers are wrong. I'm not showing half my store on eBay. People are buying deep cuts this morning. Deep, dumb cut. I'm sorry, they're not dumb. All my stuff is smart. All my stuff is good. But I did show you that Duck Family album, whatever, that comic book I have had since I want to say it's one of my first comic books I ever bought. I don't need it anymore. It has holes in it. I don't need that kicking around. So I want to sell it. Somebody bought it. It's rehomed today. And it's rehomed for $10. It's just not. It's not. Maybe one of you guys bought it. Thank you if you did. Make me feel good. Kimo, don't delete any unsold listings until you see them on your store. And so I did delete one item, until I decided, I'm trying to remember how the situation went, because I just started seeing craziness, so I had to get on the phone. And I only deleted one item. And then I'm just like, I'm not going to do anything else until something sorts out, because I don't know which items are real or not. And everything in my seller hub is accurate. So it's just the stuff that's actually visible. That's crazy. But thank you. I appreciate that suggestion, because I did initially thinking it was my fault, want to end those things, relist. Bridget came in, my wife's spam. My name's James, by the way, if we're looking for full transparency, James and Bridget. But I am Primo. Most people call me Primo. And, or Kimo, because Kimo is a Hawaiian name for James or Jim, because they don't have J's. So, Polish Pete's, do I do auctions? No, I do not. As I've noticed, I had residue of old auctions in ended listings some time ago. Residual. Well, I don't do auctions at all, but these are definitely residual fixed price sales. And the weirdest interesting thing is, so many of those things that are extra in my ended listing folder are items that do not show up as sold items publicly. There's something about a public-facing items. Are they blocking my items in general? Have they been shadow banning me? Ooh. I would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for you crazy kids. But I don't think they are. No, I don't think any of that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist in that respect. But it accidentally, technology-based, somehow what's showing, what's not showing. Maybe that number is accurate, and they're just not showing 2/3 to 3/4 of my store today, which, as far as I can tell, is the fact. I mean, so anywho, Polish. Already read that. Not sure if it's vintage Kimo. My seller hub versus store app versus app number of listings is frequently not. Yes, that is true. But they're within limits. And if I search myself, if I go into advanced search, just in the regular search box on eBay, and I search my username, I only get those 696 items. Then when I scroll down to the bottom of the page, after you where you can look at the number of pages you have and how many items to show per page, it's at 72, and there's 10 pages. So that means the max it can have is 720 items in my store. And I have 696 right now. It should have 2,001. Selling 8 or 9 items today. And it's just, this is much more a normal Saturday in the olden days anyway. Tommy Bernard said, this is why I personally never use the website. It's always buggy. You use the app over the website? I'm so old. Because I use the desktop over the app. I can't see the app. See how big these glasses are? Still can't see the app. Although we do have iPad, I could use the iPad. So, but that's an interesting thought, Tommy. Maybe I know I heard. I think it was John saying somebody. Maybe it wasn't John. Somebody was saying on a just this week that using the app is going in the future is going to be way more the way they want you to do it. So they're going to be maybe mucking up the desktop so you don't want to use it, because that seems to be how they motivate people. They just break stuff and they just like, okay, Caitlin Clark items are still selling. Nice, Kent. Okay, and we will take one more moment. Thank you so much, Sputnik Monkey. Really, really appreciate that. Oh, it's your second down payment. I see. Very good. Well, a few more payments. James says, my unsold is not off at first appearance, but that being said, it's always flooded with items for I list on other international sites too. So at times I end and sell similar. I saw one. I have 10 that end from this. All okay. Well, that hopefully is helpful for you. It's definitely not. That just means you have 10 times as much stuff in there. Maybe they are switching servers overnight. I had 12 hours with no emails, offers, or sales again. Okay. Well, maybe it's finally, smoothing over to Vermont and affecting us. I don't know what to make of this. I just know that it's weird. I mean, the weirdness is pretty. This is way weirder than anything else that I've experienced. I mean, it's weirder than January 1st, just stopping sales for a couple days. It's weirder than June 31st at the end of fourth quarter when they shut off our sales again. Because this is a mess. But I'm not as stressed about it because now I'm thinking it's just a problem they're actually going to fix. Because normally when they issue service tickets, whatever, do they do anything? You can never check on them, so it's kind of a little pointless. And James had 6 sales in 15 minutes. That's how mine was. Mine was literally just like bong, 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 bong. Done. It was like this. It's not even enough time to do it. There. That's what it sounded like. Okay, and then Outdoor World says, James, we must be on the same server. I have all the issues you mention on your channel every day. Just see them earlier as I am Europe and ahead of time. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. I wonder, do you have, well, you can't be. That doesn't make sense. But you know how you register in a country? Sometimes you sell stuff to overseas person, but the shipping address comes up like Florida, or it could be a freight forwarder, but sometimes they just live here now, but their registered eBay country is foreign, and then eBay charges you like $1 international fee, even though you're shipping it to the U.S. But whatever, I don't care about that. Did you have a great dad yesterday? I'm assuming that that's supposed to be sales. I did hear it made it to 800, then off at 9:30 p.m. Yeah. No, I had terrible sales yesterday. I did. He's asking Outdoor Worlds, but I had terrible sales until this morning when I did the relist. Everything broke, and all of a sudden a bunch of sales flooded in. So that's why this is the weirdest day ever. And that's why I think, is there an opportunity right now to take advantage? Is there an exploitive thing you can do? No, probably not. But it seems like somebody took their hand off the joystick. Horrible stuff here. I'm sure it's me, though. Backyard Mowing says, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Just out of the blue on Saturday when I'm freaking out. sort of freaking out. Not really, but just like I need to know that I'm not alone, because that's the best part about YouTube, is that I'm not the only one. I would prefer to not suck alone in silence. I want everyone else to. I want to be miserable with my company, as they say. No way, James. I am low on sales and items in my store, and I don't promote anything, but I send many offers, so that doesn't mean I have a little. It means I have a little better traffic. We're still deciding what to do with our store and what we're going to do, but mostly, I think we're going to just list more items. That's it. That's all we can do. Move the lower quantity, lower value items to our secondary store, and then fill up our primary stores. They have like 2,000 item stores. And right now we have a 200 item store and a 2,000 item store. Dad, day, tomato. Yeah, it's all the same. Just a letter. I can tell you today is going to be weak. Really? Biff Boffo, you said it's going to be weak. Mine exploded. My whole just morning ruptured like a what are those things called with the rock and they have all the sparkles inside? But the sparkles, are they good sparkles or bad sparkles? I don't know. 2/3, 3/4 of my store is not showing up on eBay, and I had a flood of sales this morning, like not normal. So maybe I broke the seal on my account for today. Is it a good day to list things? I'm just going to say here, mostly don't want to touch my store, since hopefully they're fixing it in the background and making sure that 2/3 of my store reappear. I would like that to happen. How many times have I done the super sigh today? This morning's a very sigh day. Very sighy. Primo wakes up. Primo had sales. Something's wrong. I know, exactly. Something is wrong here. Is the apocalypse approaching now? The real one. I mean, it's always coming, right? Someday. Hopefully, we won't be lucky enough to see it. I don't know. That's a half hour, right? Do I have to say anything else? Oh, Biff Boffo's back. I'm just seeing my normal level of overnight offers so far. Okay. Well, it's just me. It's just me. And then the question is, did I make a mistake? I would say the probability of a mistake this morning after checking items that are in my sold items folder and items that I relisted that should be listed that are in my seller hub but are not showing up on eBay. No, I didn't make any mistakes. Aloha, Kelly Debs. Welcome. I did not make mistakes, but is there still like there's a percentage of chance I made a mistake, but we can't find it. We can't locate it. We can't determine what that mistake would have been. We can't rebuild that mistake, backtrack it. And then as we're looking and on the phone with eBay, we're noticing that the third of the sales that are listed on eBay now out of the 2,000, there's 696, that there were duplicate items. And as we're on the phone with eBay, we're searching duplicate items that we're finding. Spam went through and took pictures of all the duplicates, and we're searching them. They show duplicated. We hit refresh, they disappear. We hit refresh, they show back up. That's a pretty typical eBay thing when they're fixing something. The fix isn't instant. It fluctuates. It goes back and forth. And so that's where we're at right now. 6x6, it's just me, and that's okay. Yeah, I am okay. I'm okay. You're okay. We're all okay today. But it sounds like not a big a problem across the board, which is good. But I would, in my case, I would say that until I find out what happened, I won't know, because just my account's broken. That's what I'm going to go with now. It's definitely broken. It definitely made sales which proves it's broken, because I should be sitting here in pure squalor, and yet sales. Kent says, I'm in Iowa and I think I'm on James's server also. Get cut off and stuff. I have no idea how all that stuff works, but I'm very curious to find out about the future of eBay as far as the like this kind of stuff. This is a really it shouldn't necessarily scare you all, but if you all had the same experience where I always have this in the back of my head. I'm doing this nuclear reset, so something eventually is going to happen. Something's going to shut me down. And do they just open the door to my store, throw in some smoke bombs, throw in a pig head, throw in whatever they, when they go the e-commerce bite? I'm trying to make reference to the e-commerce bite situation. But do they just rock your boat until you settle down? Like, you're doing weird stuff like end and selling similar every single day of your life. We don't want you to do that anymore. We're just going to throw a little bomb in there and just make you think that something bad could happen like this and then make me stop doing it, because, of course, that's the first thing I'm going to think of. Polish Pete says, what you can check, Primo, is go on to one of your items and then click seller's other items and check if everything appears. It doesn't. It doesn't. You guys can come with me. Let's go look at it. So if I go, wouldn't that be great if you're right? So if you look at the store, Pete, you'll see 696 items. And if you go to my seller hub, I have 2001 items right here. So that's the broken part. But let's go, like you said, I will go to my store, see sellers, other items. Are you saying, so you're saying see all, right? Basically here. Or no, what you're saying is go to one of my items. Then go to see sellers, other items. View details. Is that new? Where you have to now have to view details after you look at something? I felt like that's sort of new. So you click on one of my items, this window pops up. It's kind of new. I don't think it's that new. But wait, how do I look at it? View other details, and then, right, seller's other items. Sorry. 696 items, Polish Pete. So, yeah, they admitted that my store was definitely broken. And then I talked to them about the removal of the Scorpions cassette from yesterday, the big problem, and asked if that would affect it. And they said, no, definitely not. Not in this kind of a way. And they said, there's nothing. Look, Spam's on the horn upstairs or something. She's somewhere else, and she checked it on the mobile, so we checked it across the board. And Primo, what time did you do your reset? Mine was at 10:30 your time last night. No, I did it this morning. I was a little late this morning. I usually do it I like to do it by 6. I did it by 8 this morning. So 8 was when everything went bad, which is about 4 hours ago. And again, it went bad and it kind of went good at the same time. So only 3/4 of my items are not showing up in my store, and I got sales on the ones that did show up, I guess. I didn't even check and see if it was the ones that showed up in my store. It's the ones that didn't show up in my store. I don't even know. My inventories have been way off for weeks. At one point showing 20,000. See, I get that. So I don't get it. It's not good. But when you have so many items, I mean, sure, a math problem could happen it shouldn't, but it could. I don't have that many items, so when something like this happens, it's really weird. And the fact that I've noticed different items in feedback, different numbers from feedback. Lots of little tiny changes happening across the board. Everything is changing on eBay. Tiny little things. In fact, the guy I spoke to this morning, Juan, was very, very sympathetic, and he was saying, everything is changing every day around here. eBay's a big company. We change things all the time, and we don't even keep up with it. So that's the answer. I don't give a crap about eBay. I don't give a crap about anything except for money in my pocket. So up until June of this year, I just skipped along the primrose path, and we had no problems. And the problems we did have, there were problems again. Always problems. Nothing that like this. This is catastrophic in a way. Or it makes me work twice as hard for half as much. Either way, that's catastrophic when I'm trying to ramp down my life, not, I'm not J Ride. I'm trying to Bartles and James myself into retirement here, not shoot for the moon. So I do it in the morning, and then so everything right when I did my resets when everything broke. So I'm thinking the reset did do something, and the question is it my fault or their fault, or will it be fixed? How will it be fixed? I mean, the worst thing that could happen to me is having to relist 1,300 items. That doesn't even bother me. I just want to know what the heck. I tried to isolate what was missing, but if I did a really narrow search, the numbers would match 1919. A little wider search, 290 out of 300. Yeah. I don't know. But not a lot of sympathetic. I use that as you guys aren't experiencing the same thing. So it's then I guess the takeaway possibly could be that the end and sell similar daily thing is a possibility. So one thing I noticed was when I started doing this, there was a question of when you end items on your store and then relist them, and then you go search your completed items on eBay, it would show ended items and listed items, sometimes the same items because they were ended so quickly. That disappeared for a while, and it was very fast to, if you ended items, they would kind of disappear from the search results. They would just disappear very quickly within hours. Then maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, I started to notice that was creeping back to a higher occurrence where I would see my ended items on eBay completed listings. I would see the ended one and the relisted one that I just relisted that day. So we can expect problems from computer companies, of course, but I just want to know what the heck is going on. I just went to Josh's store, and it says he has 278 items. Is that why Josh thought? Hold on, I gotta go look at Josh's store. Everybody, Josh shared his store. If you haven't seen Josh Galt, shared his store. It's called something Harbor, right? Wilson Harbor Club. Oh, his doesn't even. Usually it says search all items. It just says search all items and not the number of items. Oh, I don't know. Biff says, so I don't actually think it has been a problem. When people really narrow down the search, they would, like they would, all the stuff seems to turn up, or 99% of it. Wow. Yeah, but 99% isn't all of it, right? I would expect that on a bigger store, though. I just wouldn't expect it on my store. Excuse me. 6x6. I just need a slew of international buyers to buy all my low-hanging fruit and make me rich. Yeah, I want to be rich too. I mean, I don't need to be rich. I need that six-figure. 120 a year comes out to about 85,000. That's all bills paid. That's a trip to Hawaii a year. That's like everything. So I know exactly what we need to make it. And that's what we set up for earlier this year. And then all this stuff has happened. And now I'm sort of dedicating myself to figure out what's going on. And perhaps I'm neglecting the fact that I actually need to, make this store. The store is primary. And I don't know. We'll see if the nuclear reset is and Moronic Pest is saying they do what I am doing right now. They don't do what I am doing right now, which is completely overanalyzing an anecdotal moment, snapshot in eBay history. But think that any and all changes you make in your store sometimes stimulate sales. But I do a nuclear crummy reset every day for 2 months. I relist every item in my store. This is an unusual flurry of activity. So I'm going to imagine in my Hong Kong Phooey type brain that some sort of cartoony evil, like the Sarge, pulled a big giant cartoon lever, but then he left his position and left the lever pulled. So I got some cool sales this morning. I was like, my numbers don't match. My numbers do not match, Biff. And the sales weird. So the sales were plentiful. The offers were plentiful. And the items were deep cuts that I've relisted that haven't sold in the past 2 or 3 months. The comic book that sold today for $10, not a big sale, but the thing is I've had it since I was 10 and it's been listed on eBay for ever. So why did that sell today? And it's got hole punches in it. You can buy a better copy for less money. So whatever. I mean, it's okay. But, and then the other things that sold are also sort of deep cuts, things that I've relisted 30 times, 60 times at least. On the nuclear reset, I've listed 60 times. I don't think that it's just magical innovation that made that happen. I think there's somehow a veil got lifted for a moment. I broke my site. The veil got lifted. They messed up my site or something. And then now I want to go take advantage of this, but I feel like it'll just end in tears. 6x6 instead I'm just shipping jock straps to Utah on a snowy Saturday. Are they going to, do we know what? No, I'm sorry. I won't say. But you're not selling them to J-Ride, are you? I don't know what the next big thing is. He knows. Maybe he's buying up all the jock straps. Outdoor Worlds, I need a lava specimen from Hawaii, Kimo. I've got a claw. Let me see. So, maybe you're onto something here. So, I went to Hawaii many, many times as a child because I grew up in California. And it was kind of like our Florida. I'm just doing something here. And right here is my lava specimen that I got when I was 6. Now, it's very kapu. It's very kapu to take lava back from Hawaii. And in fact, it could bring you a lifetime of bad luck. Is that what's happening? Oh, no. Outdoor Worlds just brought it up. Why I'm having a lifetime of bad luck just for 6 months, though. Everything else has been pretty good. But yeah, there's you can't have this one, but there's a beautiful little specimen of lava from the, I think this is from the volcano house on the big island of Hawaii, because they were actually having a, 1976 I got this, and they were having a eruption at the time. Thanks for reminding me to look at that. It's pretty cool. Spam saw 15,000 items on Josh's store. Yeah, I think that's right. I think he has 15,000 items. JRKR is here. Aloha. I had a scary big morning on eBay. It's still going on, but I made sales, so that made up for it. And then nobody else is having it, so I'm actually okay with that because now I know it's just me, and they have tickets out and stuff. So hopefully they will resolve 3/4 of my store not showing up on eBay, yet showing active in my seller hub. And also, sales are great. eBay is so annoying. I hope Goodwill workers show up. The snow seems to be keeping people at home. You having snow there in Oregon? In Oregon? People don't know how to pronounce that. It's Oregon. If you're from the West Coast, it's Oregon. And then we have snow here too, but I'm not going. I can't go out. I don't want to go out in the snow. Mostly because it's not the good snow. It's like half rain, half snow, so it's just a mess. B-Dog, has anyone besides you or Spam checked your eBay account? Wonder if it looks different from an outsider looking in. I don't know. Feel free. Yeah, please do. I am right here. Old school artifacts with a asterisk at the end. That's a whole story about names on eBay. They mess up your names. If you just went to URL, it'd be STR old school artifacts with a Z, because for whatever reason I just couldn't get everything to match up. And I owned old school artifacts regular, but I don't know, things got screwed up at some point in history. So it's with the asterisks at the end. So that's that. And back to big. And then let's see. Before a few weeks ago, my hub and store were off by exactly 1. Yeah, mine's off by a lot more than that now. Biff Boffo, go look in there. Go look in your, if you don't mind, if you have a second, go look in your seller hub ended listings. Check out your ended listings. I'll do this. And look at your search area here. It says all categories, and then next to it says all formats. Does your all formats match the items in your unsold items folder? So as you can see, I'm just repeating this in case I don't think Biff saw this, or in case anybody who came in late didn't see this. You can see there's 935 items in my store. I'm sorry, in my unsold listing items folder. But up here, it shows all formats of unsold listings as 2214. And then if you go and look at what those separations are, unsold items not relisted are the same numbers. Relisted, why is the relisted number even there? Because it's inaccurate. Why is the not relisted items 212 with 279 items sold? And when I look at these sold items, this is the interesting part, although it's just really just speculation all the way across the board. When you look at these items sold for the last 90 days, these do not show up if you go look at the public-facing my eBay store and then search my completed items. You won't see this $800 sale for this AVL Eagle multi-image show computer. You won't see the Sears Video Arcade Heavy Sixer. You won't see the Tandy Color Computer 3. And there's other things that you won't see in there. I don't know why that is, why those don't show up, but eBay just says they pick and choose what they want to show and how much they want to show it sold for. Maybe it doesn't match what they want to show. So, okay, I understand that. But those items are in here in this weird 279 items of sold results sitting in my ended listing items for no reason. Except for, I'm guessing these sold in the last 90 days. Again, you can't see those if you go look for them. You can only see them in my seller hub. So eBay hides the items to the public that I sell sometimes. I'm not sure why that is. I don't think that's anything, but it's interesting nonetheless. I have to cough. I just coughed. Callie Deb says, search for any store name that you know. For me, any store I search for comes up eBay Motors. I think there's something wrong with that, Callie Debs. I definitely think there's something wrong with our baby platform here. What's going on? They're messing it up. Good Karma Antiques. What if they really mess it up and then we have nothing? That would be horrible. Vintage jock straps are a good thing, and they sell fast for way too much. I don't judge. I don't judge either. It's a curiosity that probably I won't delve into, but it is nonetheless interesting. And actually, with for instance, with the availability of the massagers at the stores and stuff, I mean, this is not my thing. I just don't need to. I don't know how to present that without sounding, somehow judgy on it. But no, of course not. It's for other people to sell. How about that? But money's money, and I respect that. And I can't keep up with all the different edgy items like these. So, I don't. I just don't. Um, Callie Deb says many people send their black sand or lava back to Hawaii. That's totally true. People who think that their luck has been bad. I don't remember where it was, like a tour in Hawaii that we heard that information, but like, because they get sent back. I think there's actually an address for that purpose now, but used to be a long time ago that it got sent back to like the state house or something. And they had thousands of pounds. Like lots of people took it. Lots of people sent it back. So if I had to guess, I would assume that this is a good luck charm for me. But maybe the luck wears out. This is empty now. Maybe it's empty. And I have to send it back so it can get recharged for the future of the world. But, you know, my luck has been, if you call it luck, I think I make my own. But at the same time, it's been pretty good. It's going to run out now that my good luck charm has emptied. Let's see. JL, that's Kevin saying, this is my thrift weekend. Oh, I see. So I'm away and need this to pan out. Oh, okay. Day one was great. Today, I'm hoping to duplicate it. Well, good luck. Hope you find all those. I hope you find a stack of Junkos. How do you pronounce that? Jenko? JNCO, right? That's the good brand. Primo, it's good luck to take Idaho lava, lots of it around. I can walk 150 yards to the Snake River and find tons of it. Is that the same Snake River that Evel Knievel jumped over? No lava in Wisconsin. I suppose it's everywhere, right? Because, I mean, if you dig down far enough, you'll get like a lava layer somewhere. I see a 702 Outdoor Worlds. Right. It's fluctuating. The weirdest thing, it fluctuates between 702 and 696. So if you just keep just refreshing your screen, you'll see that number change. It's way messed up. I'm assuming that it's not even going to fix until weekday when someone can come in and they may have to, think logically about how they would have to do that. They would have to, they have mirrored copies of everything that back up. I don't know how much they back up, or if it's just a cloud backup, if it's constant, how it works. But they eventually somebody has to go in there and say, wow, this store is roached. We need to just reset it. And by resetting it, meaning they would set me back to a moment before it was roached. So back in time, essentially. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see. Biff Boffo sees 1,406 in our store. Okay, let me see. I mean, that would be progress. We want to get to 2001 as of right now. No, I'm still showing 996. I mean, 696. 694 now. So yeah, it's just a cluster. eBay screwy even for Josh Galt, and flipping ain't easy. Wow. Yeah, no, it's I think we all want to put on a brave face for everybody, but the reality is this thing is broken. But I feel like doing a nuclear resetting 2,000 items a day is a really heavy load. It's like just me doing it. Imagine everyone doing it. That's the point. It's a lot of server stress. I'm not saying I can't handle it or it shouldn't be able to handle it, but it's just a lot of activity. And if any of you have had experiences running like your own servers, like for internet, if you host your own sites or stuff, it's one server with 100 virtual machines on it. So your server is one of the little virtual machines. If you go to AWS, it's the same thing. And you make your little servers on some machine. So if that machine has a lot of activity, or a lot of people are doing nuclear resets on it, and eventually you're going to have some sort of data corruption. I mean, eventually all hard drives fail, all solids, everything fails. So data corruption is acceptable, but when it causes these kind of problems, I'm really concerned. Keep the lava. I think see vitrification, glass crystals on your specimen. I have specimens from Vesuvius in Italy. That's really cool. Yeah, there might be, I think probably because, it was so hot It gets it has some sparklage to it for sure. There's my good luck bomb. You better not have run out. Stop. Had a good day after a complaint after slow sales last time you were live and we talked. Then 21 sales. Then 2 1 sale days and nada. Yeah. I mean, obviously we all want to have this consistency. With 2,000 items, I don't expect consistency at all. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with it not even having a 0 day. I never used to have them before June. So that's what we're dealing with. I still remember. 6 months isn't enough for me to forget yet. So, B-Dog says it shows that you only have 696 items for sale. From outside looking in, WTF, your store looks so good, though. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yes, Spam, please, let's give a standing O to Spam Banshee for the beautiful pictures. She takes all the pictures based on my very accurate and wonderful direction. She is a blossoming artist who most certainly would have blossomed much earlier if she hadn't dedicated all of her time to corporate America for no reason. Who then, when a simple little pandemic hits, fires all their staff and doesn't hire back. Gosh, people. Oh, yeah, that's true, sweetie. I'm sorry. I forgot to finish. You're the best. Oh, dear. But they are good pictures, no doubt. I put in a ticket about this weeks ago and never got it fixed, but my sales never seem to suffer, so I don't pay this discrepancy any mind. No, I am. My discrepancy is roughly almost 3/4 of my store, 2/3 to 3/4. I like to exaggerate a tiny bit. Excuse me. So 3/4 is troubling. Don't forget, I am in Europe and I can't see all of your items if the setup is only to be. Nope, I am eBay International sales on everything. 6x6 says, don't forget, Monday is a male holiday. That's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, Remembrance Day, and yeah. I mean, usually if you don't have to ship, that means we get a holiday too. Right, Spam? Can we have a holiday? I'm so tuckered out after all this activity this morning. 2 hours of not knowing. Just exhausted me. B-Dog has got 4 fire emojis next to a camera, indicating how awesome your pictures are. Biff Boffo resets 2 per day. Have been doing it for 2 years. Yep. And so the question is, Biff, did I make a mistake on the reset, which is easy enough to make. Certainly, I'm a fallible person, but I did go through the ended items, no duplicates in there. I went to the listed items that I show as listed in my seller hub, no duplicate items there. I'm still, of those 969 items, there are duplicate items in that 696. So I'm not sure what to do about it at all. But doing anything except for just ending all of my items, eBay suggests I don't do that because then the technicians can't see a functioning store. They need to have it working to see what's going on. Great. I can't go full nuke. No, you can't. Well, you could. It would just cost you like all this insertion fee nonsense. So no, of course not. JRKR says, think I will go thrifting on Monday since no shipping that day. I imagine everyone else who resells will have the same idea. Kent sees the 696. Moronic Pest sees the 696. And Bendel, we're not getting Stormageddon in Vermont. We're on rainy/snow. So rain on snow is just, it's the only thing worse than rain on snow is melting spring snow, where you see the dirt underneath that has been buried for most of the season and stayed nice and white, and then it starts layer after layer of dirty snow. I don't like that, but just rainy snow is not safe. At least not 666 Bendel 420. Second try, 700 items. Yeah, it seems to fluctuate. I don't know what's happening on there. Earlier in the chat, right when I came on, it was pretty clear that there's been some sort of kind of stuff happening in the background. I can't even access those messages anymore, so I don't remember what I'm talking about. But AI doing when I was talking to the eBay employee, they said that I've been noticing slower. Well, she was suggesting that they're just not going up fast. So usually when you list items, they immediately go up. But I'm thinking yesterday I had the big takedown of the Scorpion cassette Virgin Killers. They said I can't relist it because it has the word virgin and it violates child porn, whatever. I mean, that's not what they said, but they gave me all their actual policies. It doesn't violate any of them, but it does say virgin in the title. So we all agree across the world that this is the trigger, but that only got triggered yesterday for the first time. And I have ended and sold similar that cassette every single day. It hasn't sold. I listed it, 6 months ago. It's been listed 60 times at least every single day. This has not happened. So the AI has done something. I mean, they are now pointing it towards me, maybe because I had that takedown yesterday. Now they're pointing it towards me and judging every single item with slow observance of it, looking at it. I don't know. And it's probably AI looking at it, but it might be queued, like some sort of queuing. But why did they double list some of my items? That's the big question that we do not have the answers to. Let's see here. Wait some hours, check again, Outdoor Worlds. Maybe a mistake, maybe it is not. Time will show. Yeah, that's all I can do. But I definitely wanted to get on here and get everybody else's across the world, essentially, everybody else's understanding of how they were seeing this morning on eBay. Isn't that a cool thing? I, sitting in Vermont, am like, boy, my eBay's messed up. Let me go check with the real people world and see what everybody else is having. That's pretty cool. Thank you, everybody. I don't think so either, Biff. I'm positive I didn't make a mistake. I've verified it a few times, and I don't think so. Yellow snow is the worst. That is true. And that's universal too, right? Yellow snow's bad everywhere. Outdoor World, send try. I see 960 seconds. First try was 702. Yeah, it's just bouncing around. I recall, this happened one other time, but it wasn't under the same circumstances. I can't remember exactly it was, but it was a fluctuating number. Every time we searched, it would change. Spam, do you remember what that was? She's somewhere else, far away. She's in the east wing of the mansion. I wonder what she'll say about that, because I do forget. We did have something happen once, but I can't remember what started it. That number is superficial. When you spot search specific items and cross reference, I bet you won't find anything missing. They're missing. So the 696 items, scroll down to the bottom of the page and you can see that you can only search 10 pages. And if you have 72 items per page, that's only 720 items. I have 2,001 items listed there now. So no, they're not showing to the world. They're definitely not. eBay is getting better at finding violations. I've had several removed. You know what? Okay. I'm never going to list Scorpion's Virgin Killer. I don't need the $12.96 that bad. It's okay, eBay. I'll take it down. But did that put me on the blip, on the fast track to annoyance today? Because that was yesterday. So now they're, now are they extra focusing on every single item? Are they checking every item with AI, whatever, so it's taking a long time? Although that seems less likely. But they are getting better at takedowns. That's for sure. Probably a month ago now with the hats, the Vero with the hats and everything, that whole thing. So it's okay. But the keyword, the language was the issue. Although it sends me a takedown notice saying essentially kiddie porn. They're essentially saying there's child nudity on this item. It's not. It's 30-year-old men with long hair as a picture. But the word, specifically the word virgin killer, everyone agrees that's what the takedown was actually over, even though, whatever. That record's been around for a really long time. I think it's from 82. When I was showing 20,000 out of 38, I did a bunch of spot checking and everything turned up. Yep, that's not the case in mine. No, for sure not. I need to go snowboarding out in Vermont. My favorite path. It used to be for me when I was younger and less fat. I mean, you can go up there fat too, so it's not, I could do it, but I haven't done it in years. Actually, I broke my ankle this year, so now I probably can never do it again. But it's so good. Snowboarding, when I started snowboarding, and I went from skis to snowboard when I moved out here in the mid-90s, weren't that many. There were snowboarders because of Burton and everything, but weren't that many. Boy, is it fun. If you haven't done it, you should give it a try if you're interested in picking up new body-destroying sports. But if you can't find out what items are actually... But if you can't find... Oh, I can find out what items are missing. Yeah, I can figure that out. And that 696, the ones that are showing have duplicates. Those duplicates aren't from us. And so here's an interesting thing. Is when we do a nuclear reset, and especially since January 1st, I have been lowering the cost of our items by 1% a day. So and it's not exactly, over 13 days, it doesn't exactly lower them 12% because every time you do 1%, it's slightly less money, but whatever, because it's worth less from the previous day's reset. So anyway, but it's pretty close to 1% a day. So my whole store has dropped in value probably close to 12% since the beginning of the year. And eventually, people should just buy all my stuff, right? I mean, if it gets down to zero, which I'll just let it all go down to zero. I want to see what happens with this process. But the repeat items have different prices, which mean that they are relisted from yesterday's nuclear reset. They're off by 1 day, 1%, the prices on the items. So the duplicates have different prices. And there was no way for me to have done that unless I personally made a mistake, but the showing of that mistake would be listed in my for sale items where there are no duplicates. So in my seller hub, I show all 2001 items, no duplicates in there. The only place they show duplicates is live on eBay right now, where they're only showing 696 of my items and dozens of them are duplicates. Very dangerous situation. Some jackass is going to go buy them both. I know you're going to do that. Go ahead. I don't care. I'll get the money. Don't do that. Kidding. I'm totally kidding. Do not do that. I just buy one of them so I can get the money. What else do we have to say? We're going to say they removed collector's beer can. Good Karma Antiques. They removed collector's beer can from my store as a violation. It's not worth arguing about it. Well, I wondered, so was it a word or was it image? And it's beer. You take down all the beer. Good to hear, my man. Sorry on the injury. Yeah, it was last year, 2023 started with such a we're going to get healthy. Everything's great. And then March, I broke my ankle. Had surgery a little bit. But yeah, we've recovered, for the most part, but I wouldn't go out and do that right now. That's for sure. And then would I ever do it? Probably not. I have too many pins and metal in my leg. Also, is there a commonality between missing items? No. Spam, you showed me pictures of that. It was records. It was video game. No, it crossed categories. Are there any other commonalities? What did I check into? I checked into none that I could find, Biff. So yes, I did look for that, especially category. The only thing that I can, you're familiar with the nuclear reset, so you know that there is a possibility of resetting things accidentally, or duplicate your listings. And duplicating a listing that is 1% lower in value, I have done that before. I have done relisted 200 items on accident before. That is not showing up on this side as what I have done, because my active listings, the 2007 in my seller hub, don't have any duplicates in my back office, in my seller hub. Online, the 696 items, obviously not showing all my items, have duplicates. I don't know. And I don't want to touch it because I don't know which one's right. I mean, you could kind of guess that the lower price one is the one I put up today, so erase the upper price one, but I don't know what's happening. I mean, I'm totally open to suggestions on that respect. And the one suggestion I have was don't mess with it, and that's where I started and still am at. Don't mess with it yet. I had a day last week or something that had like 5 or 6 duplicates and never do. Don't like that. Wait, you can't sell beer. Nope, can't. Beer cans and scorpions canceled. Good Karma says, I guess the AI thought we were full beer. Oh, well, okay. So yes, I'm always looking at the angle. What's the takedown angle? What's the illegality about it? So, okay, you can't sell alcohol. Right, duh. Okay, that makes something happen. Moronic Pest, maybe you now they are making you specify empty or something. Yeah, that could be. Or maybe if they don't see holes in the top or bottom, I don't know. Because you can empty them without really showing holes, I think. That's why. And then Good Karma says that's what he thought. And not worth the trouble relisting. No, and so those takedowns, I'm not going to relist takedowns. Unless it was something or it was too many items or something. If they tell me not to list something, well, I listed it and they took it down. So within a minute. So I knew it wasn't like reported or something. So that's the only item I've ever had taken down as far as I can remember. There must have been one other thing in my history, but I can't remember it. There's never been one in my history that was taken down that shouldn't have been until now. Like, was there one spam that we put up that it was like, oh, did we try to sell perfume once or something? Maybe. It's possible. Prime collectors prefer the 40-year-old beer still in the collection. That they want the actual beer in the can, just to say they have it. Have you ever opened an old beer? They're not good anymore. I have. Well, guys, I think that's good enough for today. I think I just wanted to, I wanted to draw you in with the emergency comment because it was my personal emergency. Wanted to see what was going on. If anybody else totally sounds like it's just isolated to my zone, and I'm going to at this point wait and see what the eBay response is to it, and go from there. I hope you all don't have any other problems like this, but it most certainly is another reason why I flip it. No, I'm just kidding. It's just another one of the issues to put on our giant list of issues as the platform pivots to the unknown place. I mean, I don't know where we're going, but we're all here. We're all here. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday. Go, if you, by any chance, stopped coming over here. If you came over here and you didn't finish eBay Power Hour podcast with Craigslist Hunter, he's on there. I got to go back over there and finish watching it myself. So go check that out if you haven't. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great